Hey guys, UzerFriendly here, your number one news source for everything geek, and welcome to Geek Talk, the segment where we interview iconic geeks in our culture. I'm your host, Anthony, and today we've got the punniest PokeTuber I know. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, I'm Radadactyl. How are you guys today?
Thanks so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and your channel?
Sure, yeah. So, hi, I'm Radadactyl. A lot of people actually ask me where that name comes from. It
Yeah.
actually comes from Bloons Tower Defense. I
What?
don't know if you know what that game is.
What is that?
It's like an old game I used to play, like in elementary school. Like whenever you got to use computers, you can go online and play
Yeah.
like flash games, and that was one of them. It's like you build little monkey towers and pop balloons. But yeah, that's where Radadactyl came from. It's not a pun on Aerodactyl at all.
I thought.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people think, and then they're like, "Wait, but your mascot is Garchomp. It doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense." Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really think about it being confusing until like recently, but oh well.
I love it. I love the name though. Sometimes I tell my friends I'm like, yeah, I'm watching Radadactyl's video, and they're like, who?
Well, one thing I keep telling people to call me now is Rad Daddy, so I'm cool with that too now.
Radaddy. So Radaddy, what was the first video game you ever played?
The first video game I ever played was probably something on the Genesis. I feel like it was a Lion King game that I very, very vaguely remember. But the first game that I actually played like on my own and beat on my own was Spyro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, I love that game. Me and my dad used to play it all the time. And Spyro was actually also the thing that got me into drawing because I remember I just really wanted to draw Spyro one day.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that's how the video game addiction started, and then the whole doodling thing, and then that's just it.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of the people that I know they started out playing Spyro the Dragon too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we were talking to Hoodlum's Crafty, I think he mentioned that the first game that he played was Spyro.
That's a good game. It's a good
Yeah,
game.
it is.
I
I
definitely
really,
want to replay that one.
yeah, I really wish they make a new one and have it back to not weird looking guy.
Yeah, what's actually weird is that they have Elijah Wood voice, I think like the newer Spyro.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Just I don't know.
That
It's so random.
is really weird. Oh my goodness. So tell us, what was your first Pokemon game?
My first Pokemon game was definitely Pokemon. I think I had Red. Yeah, I had Pokemon Red, and then I remember I think I was like in first grade or maybe a little bit younger than that. And I had a friend and he had Pokemon Blue. And I remember the very last day of school, I said, "Hey, can I borrow your Pokemon Blue?" And he's like, "Okay." And then I never gave it back to him. Yeah.
You still have them?
Yeah, I still have it.
You should totally like look them up on Facebook and say, "Hey, remember like 15 years ago?"
The Pokemon Blue that I have, yeah, I still got it. So whenever you want to take it back, it's cool with me.
Yeah, just come on over. I'll be here.
But yeah, had some good times with Pokemon back in the day.
Yeah, so did I. I've always loved Pokemon since like I think I was 2.
Yeah, Pokemon was really. It's funny though because my little cousin now he's 7, and I gave him my old DS and Pokemon Y,
Okay.
and I was trying to teach him how to play. And it's like, it's so confusing trying to teach a little kid how to play because he's asking all the questions like, oh, well, why do I make this move instead of that move? And where do I get potions? Where do I buy Pokeballs? And all that
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm thinking, like, I was around his age, maybe a little bit younger when I started playing Pokemon. I wonder how, like, and that's how most kids were growing up. Like, they played Pokemon pretty young.
Mhm.
I wonder if it just, like, got more complicated now or.
Yeah,
'Cause-
there's a lot more types.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's true.
Yeah. And there's a lot more Pokemon to remember,
Yeah.
like 7 times the amount that we had.
That's very true. That's very true. I wonder, like, if I was just like playing as a little kid, I wonder if I even knew what I was doing. I remember starting on Pokemon Blue, I would start with Charmander because I always start with fire types.
Hmm.
So the first gym, like Brock would always mess me up.
Yeah.
And I remember spending like so many nights just being so frustrated trying to beat Brock, even though all he would do was screech on his Onix, but I would still lose. Oh man, those are good times.
All the nostalgia.
I know, right?
So what's your favorite generation of Pokemon?
Yeah, I was thinking about that today. It's it's kind of a tie between fourth gen and fifth gen.
Oh,
Fourth gen because Garchomp,
yeah.
obviously, and they had some pretty cool Pokemon. Fourth gen, like they definitely had the best starters. Fourth gen, I'd
Uh-huh,
say,
yeah.
like some of the coolest ones. And then, but fifth gen, they came out with so many cool Pokemon, like Volcarona,
Yep.
Terrakion,
Mm-hmm.
so many, just a lot of powerhouses in that gen. Stoutland, oh,
Ah,
Stoutland. And also like the story for Black and White was just really
yeah, it was
good
a lot
too.
better than a lot of the other ones.
Yeah, because it wasn't just like mindless, like, oh, here are the bad guys, just gotta
Yeah.
kill them. It actually had a really cool story.
It
So
was like,
yeah.
maybe this is slavery.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I really liked. I think I gotta say fifth gen, even though Garchomp was fourth gen. I gotta say fifth gen.
It's weird that you say that because a lot of people get really angry at the Pokemon in 5th gen.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, oh, this sucks. Chandelure is 5th gen, right?
Yeah, Chandelier's fifth gen.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you have a chandelier. Well, I'm like, you have a rock with eyes and hands. I don't know what more you want.
Oh yeah, that's so silly. Yeah, I do remember that. Like everyone in fifth gen, that's when everyone was complaining about how Pokemon was running out of ideas. But they
Yeah,
came out with some really, really cool creative
yeah,
Pokemon that gen.
exactly. I
I
love.
mean, granted, like Vanillux is the
Yeah,
only one I really questioned. But I mean, it was a good attempt.
yeah. And like we had honestly, a lot of people hate it, but I really do like Garbodor.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I love Garbodor and I love Trubbish. Trubbish was actually the first
Yeah.
Pokemon that I IV bred.
Really?
Yeah. I love Trubbish. He's so cute.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why people hate on them so much. I love Garbodor and I love well, I don't really like Vanillix that much.
Yeah, me neither. I
But I yeah,
don't.
but I love Chandelure.
I do too.
Such a powerhouse.
Yeah, and his evolutionary line is just so clever. It's just
Yeah.
like, and then oh crud, what's the middle one? Lampins?
Yeah, Lepen.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah, she had a really good evolutionary line. Granted, it was like based off a chandelier, but it was still a really cool design.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of like with the whole creepiness with it and the chandelier
Yeah,
creepiness. It was really very, very well done.
it was. It really was.
I don't think they're running out of ideas. You think they're running out?
You know what? I don't really know. This gen, when they were releasing the Pokemon, I was like, wow, what is this? Like when Mega Kangaskhan came out, I was like, really?
Yeah.
Her baby just popped out and that's it. Um, but you know what? Like, I guess it's always just, I think it's just more of they end up rubbing off on me. Because definitely when the sixth gen Pokemon came out, I was like, ew. But now I really love them. Like,
Yeah.
Go-Go, I used to hate Go-Go, but I really love Go-Go now. So I think seeing it in game is a lot different than seeing it
Yeah.
in, like,
The, like
as pictures that, yeah.
work and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's probably it.
Yeah, definitely. So, what's your favorite game series besides Pokemon?
Definitely Bioshock. I
Oh,
feel yeah, I feel like everyone that's talked to me like once knows that BioShock is my favorite game of all time. BioShock 1 and BioShock Infinite are like literally my favorite games of ever. They're just yeah, BioShock's my favorite series. BioShock 2 I didn't like too much, but I forgive them because it wasn't made by like the same
yeah.
developers. But the other, that story is just so good, and the setting is just amazing,
Yeah.
and it's probably literally like one of the best stories I've ever witnessed in any movie or book or video games. That's why I really, really like BioShock.
I loved Bioshock 1 and I liked Bioshock 2, but I haven't actually gotten that far into Infinite yet.
Oh, you should definitely play it. You should definitely play it and then play the DLCs.
Yeah, that's
Um,
what everyone's been telling me.
yeah, you need to. It's so good. It's so sad though because I'm pretty sure that's the end of it, but
Oh,
it,
is it?
yeah, but they wrap it up pretty nicely.
Oh man, I really loved like the whole just the whole setting and everything. I loved the whole
Right?
underwater rapture, and I loved Andrew
Exactly.
Ryan.
Ah, yes, exactly, exactly. Like, the reason why, well, I actually live with my grandparents, so I already kind of listened to the music from that age.
Hmm.
But playing that game really made me like the music and like the culture of
Yeah,
that time period.
yeah, that's exactly like Fallout.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I haven't played Fallout yet, though. I really should, though.
Oh, you
Everyone
really
always tells
should.
me
I
to.
love
Yeah.
Fallout 3, and I love
Yeah.
the soundtrack. I still listen to the soundtrack to this day. It's been like 5 years.
Yeah, it's a good sound. I've honestly listened to it too because it's like the Bioshock soundtrack.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really love Bioshock. That's definitely it's a no-brainer for me. That's my number one favorite game of all time.
Um, so what made you start working on YouTube videos?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. I actually started out on Twitch. I've been wanting to stream for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when I started playing League of Legends, like in high school, I found out that people streamed it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So initially, I actually wanted to stream League of Legends because I thought it would just be a great way to make, me just playing games all day something productive because at
Yeah.
least I'm like kind of doing something with it. But for one, my internet wasn't good enough to stream League, and for two, I was like terribly shy. I thought it'd be a lot easier. I don't know what I was thinking. I just thought it'd just be easy to just, go start playing some League, turn your camera on, and it'd be fine. No. One time, I think my very, very, very first stream, I actually did attempt to stream League, and I think I posted it like on my Tumblr, and I think like maybe one person showed up, and I still was so nervous.
Yeah.
I literally have never been so nervous in my life, even though it was just like one person. It was probably just me on my dashboard, and then me having it open like on another window that was viewing it, but I was still really nervous. And then I just never touched streaming again for like years later. But then Pokemon X and Y came out, and I found out that people stream that, and I was like, oh, cool, because it's a lot smaller community than the League community.
Yeah.
So if you stream Pokemon, it's not as much pressure as it is
Yeah.
streaming League. So I decided finally in December to stream Pokemon, and I was still just as nervous, but the people were like really, really nice and really supportive, and that's what made me keep coming back to streaming, and it actually really helped me grow as a person and as a Pokemon trainer. It sounds silly. And then eventually I met a lot of different YouTubers, one of them being one of my friends, Kenny, and he's actually the person who really encouraged me to start making videos on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And then I posted my first Pokemon Showdown video on YouTube, and I got a lot of great feedback. And then that's what made me stay on YouTube.
Wow, that's a very inspiring story.
Yeah, it was kind of long. Sorry if that was kind
No,
of long.
no, it's perfect.
Oh, okay. But yeah, like I don't know. Streaming for me, because I know there are a lot of people out there who kind of let things like being shy or being like really nervous about stuff like
Yeah.
stop them from doing a lot of things. That was like me. I struggled a lot in school because of being like too shy or ashamed of stupid, silly things that I think were really silly. But I always thought that streaming and just being exposed to other people would really help me out with that. And it honestly really, really, really has. So if other people have that issue, that's something that I would recommend is like trying to get into a scene of something that, you're really comfortable with, like Pokemon. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of easy to get into the Pokemon community because everyone's really nice and they're pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I actually talked to Sacred Fire, and he's been helping me out with the website stuff for like weeks now, and it's actually really enlightening because it's like we did the interview with him, and he doesn't need to like come up to me and message me on Skype, but he's like, "Hey, how's it going? How are you doing?" And he retweets the stuff. It makes me feel really good.
Yeah, that's really awesome. That's the great thing about the Pokemon community is that the people they still are, they're pretty humble.
Yeah.
Like even the bigger PokeTubers, they still like to help out the newer ones. So that's something that's really great about this community because you don't see that
Yeah,
very often in
definitely.
any
Yeah.
other community.
That everyone likes to help each other out and bring them up, especially the people that like really deserve it
Exactly.
that can't get off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So, how long did it take before your channel started to take off?
Well, it's kind of a hard question for me to answer because I don't really know what is considered like taking off
Okay.
at this moment right now, but I definitely know that I've grown a lot more than um like the normal rate. And
Mm-hmm.
that does have a lot to do with your connections and
Yeah.
like who you know. Like to be honest, my first few videos, I had a lot of help from Joey, PokeAim
Yeah.
MD, and I don't really see an issue with that, especially since if Joey, thinks that I deserve it, then he can like I didn't ask him
Yeah,
to
definitely.
like all
Yeah.
my videos or any of that stuff. So I guess it's kind of hard for me to answer that question because he's kind of did that since like he even did that on my first video. So that's probably why I got so much great feedback because he actually he used to always like comment on all my old videos, and he actually told me that he was gonna support me in the beginning to help me like get on my feet with my channel. So
Wow.
it's yeah, so it's really hard for me to answer that, but ever since the beginning I've been having a lot of great support and help.
Wow. What a nice person.
Yeah, Joey's awesome. Joey's really, really nice. And it's actually funny because um I always saw like before I started on Twitter, um I would always watch Joey's videos and I
Yeah.
would just be like, wow, this is like not that I would think about this regularly, but it's always something in the back of your mind, like I'm like never gonna talk to this person. It's just like some guy on YouTube that I
Yeah,
watch
definitely.
like
Yeah.
all the time. And then suddenly we like start talking on Twitter and then we start talking on Skype and then we're like really good friends and it's like crazy because I never in a million years would think something like that happen.
Yeah, he's really, really good at Pokemon. I've seen a lot of his videos.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's really good. I've gotten some cool ideas for Pokemon sets from him and like strategies and stuff. He's really good. He's like one of
Yeah.
my Pokemon idols. I hope he doesn't hear that because then he'll get all big-headed. No, I'm just kidding.
So, what were some adversities you had to face when you started uploading?
Well, for one, I definitely had a lot of issues with, oh, and I still have a lot of issues with my internet. That's something that I need to look into and try to get better internet.
Yeah.
I've also needed to like get a better computer, and that took some time to save up for a better computer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, one thing that was a huge issue was getting my capture card.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that took forever. There's so many complications. Even once I had the money for it, I kept having all these complications with it. And then once I got it, I was having complications with the wire. And technology is just so,
Yeah.
it's awesome. Technology is great. It's like amazing, but sometimes it can be really
Yeah.
frustrating.
Just had that issue right before the interview.
Oh, yeah. But I guess another thing is that being a girl
Yeah, I'm
and
sure.
stuff. Yeah, like it's easy for girls to get publicity, of course, but it's also a lot. But I feel like it's also a lot easier for them to get bad publicity,
Yeah.
even for like nothing, even for things that they don't even like do wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
So there was also that issue, but I think that's blown over by now.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Um, what do you usually do on your time off of YouTube?
Off of YouTube, well, since I live with my grandparents, I usually just help them out with stuff. They're not that old right now, but my grandpa's pretty sick, so my grandma needs a lot of help
Okay.
taking care of him. But also, I have a part-time job as a barista.
Oh,
Yeah, so I work at one of my local, well, not my local cafes, but a local cafe in a different neighborhood, and it's really cool because since it's a local cafe rather than like
Starbucks or something?
yeah, like Starbucks or something. I just sit there. I get to play whatever music I want, and I get to play Pokemon and stuff. So that's how I got a lot of time for breeding, with
Wow,
just sitting at work
that's
breeding all the
awesome.
time. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool.
How has the PokeTubing community changed your life?
Well, that's a good question. That also brings me back to like how I met Joey and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
because like I said, it's crazy meeting all these people that I watch pretty much it's just like the same thing as like meeting a movie star because like,
Exactly. Yep.
yeah. Yeah, and I know the users are gonna be like, "Oh, but I'm just a normal person." But it's different because like these are people you watch
Watch.
like
Yeah.
every day and like look up to, and then suddenly you're just like really close friends and you talk like all the time. Like that is amazing. That's just such a that's a really cool like experience.
Yeah.
And then there's also the thing where the PokeTubing community, well, just the Pokemon community in general, not just the PokeTubers, but also like the viewers and all my friends and stuff have really helped me become better as a person as far as confidence goes and as far as, you know, being proud of myself and my work. And I've just met some really, really amazing people, whether they be PokeTubers or viewers or subscribers or whoever they are, just people who like Pokemon. And that's really the only reason why I started this was just to meet other people who share the same interests and maybe felt the same way I did. So that like not only do I help myself, but I could help others who like are in the same situations as
Yeah.
I am. So that has definitely changed. That's definitely changed my life for the better by far.
Wow. Yeah. I know exactly how you feel about the whole meeting the people that you watch every day.
Yeah, it's
It,
crazy,
yeah,
right?
you get. I got really starstruck. I was actually really nervous getting on the call with you because
Really?
yeah, I love your videos. I was dying at the Omega Ruby one.
Oh. Oh my god.
I'm still laughing at that. Right before the call, actually, I was like, let me de-stress. Let me like go like relax a little bit. And I was like, you know what? Let me just watch this video that I know will make me laugh.
Oh my. Oh no. I I put that video up because I think it's really cool that everybody was doing all this analysis and like
Yeah.
really serious like breakdowns of the trailer and stuff. So like, oh, I'm gonna take this opportunity to do something silly.
Yeah, that was the perfect idea. Because you know you had like John's videos, and you had Shofu, and all you had Shady, all the people uploading, and then yours just popped up, and you're just like, ah.
Oh man. But yeah, those are actually like my favorite kinds of videos to make. I really like making videos that make people laugh. That's
Yeah.
like my number one goal. It's like I just want people to laugh and stuff.
Well, you succeeded because that was really freaking funny.
Oh wow. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so it's time for the community segment where I took questions off of Twitter, and I'm gonna ask you, at Actilide, I think that's the way to say it, asks, how do you keep such a perfect complexion? Share your secrets with a Z.
Oh my goodness. Well, first off, I don't have a perfect complexion, but what I do try to do is drink like tea every day.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I used to work at a place called Argo Tea, and it's pretty much a Starbucks but for tea.
Okay.
And when I worked there, I'm not gonna lie, like my skin was really, really, really nice. And I think it's just because I just drank tea like every day, all day. So I'm trying to do that again, but I don't know. It was just a lot easier, obviously, drinking tea every day, all day when you worked
Yeah,
at
when
a
you were
tea
good. Like,
cafe.
yeah.
So that's, I guess, what I would say, probably. Also, I use Clearasil. I don't know if that helps
Okay.
at all.
I'll make note of that, Clearasil.
You know, just kind of try to wash my face every morning and every
Yeah.
night. That's about it. And drink lots of water too.
Lots of water, yep.
Yeah. So there you go, Axel.
At Foxify asks, who is your favorite person in the entire world? Smiley face.
Wow. Wow, what a hard question. I really can't think of anyone.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
no one specific is really coming to mind. I'm really trying to think about this one.
Yeah, yeah, I can't think of anyone either.
Yeah, I don't, that's really hard because, you know, there's so many, there's like, I could name anyone. I
Yeah.
mean,
There's like Barack Obama.
yeah, the Barack Obama. I watch Jenna Marbles all the time. I really love her.
Yeah.
Um, Really, I can't think of anyone.
Yeah, me neither. Huh.
No, I'm just kidding. You know, Becca, I love you. But if I was to honestly, seriously answer that, it would definitely be my grandma. Because I'm really, really, really close to my grandma. I love my grandma like a lot.
Yeah, aw, look at you.
I gotta say, 'cause I barely talk about them, even though they're like a huge part of my life. So yeah, I'll take this time to let the world know I love my grandma.
You heard it here first. User-friendly exclusive. Radadactyl loves her grandma.
True.
At Dina Gerard asks, "Do you actually know how flippin' awesome you are?"
Oh my. Ah, Dina, she is so sweet. Um, no and yes and no. I don't know how to answer that. But Dina, do you know how flippin' awesome you are? She's really awesome.
I'm
So,
sure.
yeah.
So, what do you think of userfriendly.com?
I think it's actually a really cool website. I honestly didn't really know about it until you asked me about the interview. That's when I went through and like went on the website and I checked it out. First of all, I really like the interface. Most websites that start out like their web page is like really cluttered,
Mm-hmm.
but I really like how your web page is just a lot cleaner, and it's some really appealing, just a really appealing like interface.
Yeah, very user-friendly interface.
Oh yeah, there it is. And I've definitely learned like a lot of different things that I didn't know about. Like I didn't know Far Cry 4 was coming out this November, but I just learned about that.
Oh,
And I also didn't know about the Disney releasing Cinderella.
yeah,
That's gonna be something.
I'm excited for that. I kind of am a little bit worried, but Disney hasn't really let me down anytime soon, so.
Yeah, you know what else I want to see? Aren't they coming out with a movie with Angelina Jolie?
Yeah, the Maleficent one.
Yeah, that's the one I really want to see too. That one looks like it would be good.
Yeah, I'm really excited to go see that. I think that comes out next month, right?
Oh, really? Oh, nice, nice.
And any advice you'd like to give for people just starting up?
Starting out, I feel like I say this all the time, but definitely get a Twitter. Twitter is definitely where it's at. It's like, especially in the Pokemon community,
Mm-hmm.
it is really easy to contact a lot of your favorite PokeTubers through Twitter. I mean, don't take my word for it. Don't count on it. They are busy people. They get like a
Yeah.
ton of tweets all the time. I'm saying like for people like Hoodlum Scrafty or Shady Penguin or like people with like a lot more subscribers. Me, since I'm a lot smaller, I do try to answer all of my tweets. If I don't answer your tweets, probably just because I didn't see it.
Okay.
But for the most part, everyone responds to their tweets. So I would say definitely get a Twitter, and just be yourself and just be how you think you would want to, watch someone.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Hmm.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today, Radadactyl.
No problem. Thanks for having me. This
And
is really cool.
that's it for today, guys. Make sure to check out userfriendly.com for more thoughts and news when it arises. And don't forget to subscribe. We're user friendly and we're signing off. Power to the geeks.